In this video, I'm going to review the Thetford 135 Porta Potty. Now this is a very small Porta Potty, and I bought it specifically because it's small and because it's Thetford. I've used Thetford before and I love them. So when you take it out, I'm going to show you a couple of things. So all of your parts are going to be in here. This right here is a hold down kit, and so if you want to hold it down to the floor of a camper or something like that, then there's a template in here that you can use and a few parts. I'm going to set that aside because I don't need that for my purpose. Alright, it's almost ready to go, but not quite. So there is a latch on the back right here, and you want to flip this up and pop the top off. Now mine anyway did not have any of the caps on or anything like this. Make sure you put this cap on before you use it, or else if you accidentally tip it, when it's full, you're gonna have a nasty surprise. So we've got two caps. We've got one to drain it here, and we have one over here for the fresh water. Now this is a great little feature. This arm swings, and so we want to put the cap on and then make sure that that's good and sealed, and then swing it back. And there's a little catch right here, so you can only go so far. And then you want to put the cap on your freshwater well, and we are almost ready. Now, since it's brand new, I'm just going to go over to the sink. You need to add a little bit of water to the bottom here, and then you need to fill your freshwater reservoir. So they recommend, I don't know, maybe a quarter gallon or something like that of water in there. So I'm going to go ahead and take that over to the sink and fill that up, and then I'll fill this one up and then come back to you. All right, I'm back. Now, when I was younger, we had a porta potty like this, and they had a tendency to stink just kind of sitting there. And that's because the seals really weren't that fantastic. But look at this one. I've got water in it, and you can tip this upside down all the way around, and absolutely nothing is coming out. If nothing is coming out, if liquid can't get out, that's sealed. I have put in a couple of gallons here, so it's a little heavier, and I've done a tip test. And this one, if you tip the freshwater tank, you are going to get a little bit of leaking because there's no seal on this one, but there's a rubber seal on this on the black water, but not on the freshwater. So just keep that in mind. And I think there's no seal because you need to have a little air come in when you pump water into the tank. But because it's going to be, this is the one you're going to tip when you go to empty it. And the great thing about it, you can just swing this and put it anywhere you want, and then carefully take the lid off, and then just, put it right into your toilet or your camp dump or whatever you're going to do. Now to attach this is really simple. It locks in place. Just put it in. Okay. And now we've got two handles you can carry it around. And then it's locked. And then I already showed you how you unlock it. You just slide this over to the right. With the top part off, you have a lock here on the flushing mechanism, and that's a handy little feature so it won't come undone. You just press this down to unlock it if you need to let air in the tank when you're dumping it. Alright, now to use it, prime that pump a little bit. There we go. That's a lot. That's a good, and the dog thinks it's interesting. So look at that swirl. That's sure better than it was a long time ago. That's a really good flush. And so, but you want to, when you pull this out, don't slam it out. You might want to kind of ease it out and then flush it. And then if you need to wash anything down, you can just give it a couple of presses. And then when you're done, you close it and you're all sealed up and ready to go. And then this also tilts up and then back in place. So this is a very small but powerful little potty. So let me get the dimensions here next. I'm going to show you how big it is. All right, here we go. Now its height, I've got about 12.5 inches, really small. And in this direction, about the same. And this is going to be just a little bit deeper this way. I've got about 14 inches. So about 14, 12.5, and about 12.5. And so that's small enough to go almost anywhere, like in your, if you're going to do car camping, it's an ideal thing for car camping. Now, all right, so we have used this. This is about 4 or 5 days later after I started the review. And we took it camping, and I've already dumped it, but I'll just show you how to dump it. And now that that's off, so before I was showing you how these has a latch right here. Well, that latch is only active when the lid from the top part is off. As soon as you put that top part on and you lock it down, then this releases it and then you can just flush it at will. And that's a great feature to avoid accidental spills when you take the top off and you're carrying this around, because it's always going to be completely sealed. Okay, and you just take it over to your dump station, whether it's a toilet or a camp RV dump. But then if you need to let some air in, if it starts splashing or something, you can crack this just a little bit as you're dumping it. So it's really easy, it's really clean, and I really like it.